Dear students, we were discussing the chapter 1, sensations and responses. In last class, we have discussed about nervous system and we have seen the two parts of nervous system, which are they? The central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord. So today we shall discuss the details about brain and spinal cord. So first we shall discuss the topic brain. So children, brain is the central part of nervous system. And now observe the structure. Here you can see the brain is protected with different layers. So the first layer, that is the hardest outer covering of brain, is termed as skull. And three inner layers, you can see three inner layers below the skull. And these three layers are termed as layers of meninges. In total, three layers are there. So I represented it with three colors here. So how this skull and three layers of meninges protects our brain? The skull, we know that skull is the hardest outer covering of brain. It protects our brain from external injuries. Then how the meninges protects our brain? Inside this meninges or inside the membrane of this meninges, you can see cerebrospinal fluid. This cerebrospinal fluid protects our brain from internal pressure variations and also from internal injuries. Not only protection, the meninges have also another role. It provides nourishment to brain by providing oxygen and nutrients to the tissues of brain. So children, the most important points that we have to learn from this part is the function of skull and the function of meninges or the layers of meninges. So what is the function of skull? Skull protects our brain from external injuries. And what is the function of the layers of meninges? Layers of meninges have two roles or two functions. Which are they? The first one is protection and the second function is nourishment. So how the layers of meninges protects our brain? The cerebrospinal fluid inside the meninges or inside the membrane of meninges protects our brain from internal injuries and internal pressure variations. And how the layers of meninges nourishes our brain? Yes, it provides oxygen and nutrients to the tissues of brain. Okay, now we shall discuss about the different parts of brain. Now see this diagram. Here you can see the brain consists of 5 parts. Cerebrum, this largest region is termed as cerebrum. Then cerebellum, this portion is termed as cerebellum. And this part is termed as thalamus. Then this small part is termed as hypothalamus. And then this elongated part is termed as medulla oblongata. Now let us discuss the details of the different parts of brain. So the first part, that is cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of brain. From this diagram itself, you can see that it is the largest part of brain. Then the function of cerebrum is that it controls our memory, thought, intelligence, imaginations, etc. Then the next function is that it evokes our sensations. What are the sensations? Yes, touch, smell, taste, etc. So cerebrum evokes our sensations. Then another function is that it controls our voluntary actions. So what do you mean by voluntary and involuntary actions? The actions which are under our control is termed as voluntary actions. An example is that if I wish to raise my hand, I can do that. That is because this action is under my control. But if I wish to stop my heartbeat or if I wish to stop my breath, is it possible to stop? No, it's not possible. So such type of actions which are not under our control is termed as involuntary actions. So here the function of cerebrum is that it controls our voluntary actions. Voluntary actions means the actions which are under our control. Okay, now let us learn the next part of brain, and that is cerebellum. You can see the cerebellum behind the cerebrum. The location of cerebellum is behind the cerebrum. And what is the function of cerebellum? Cerebellum coordinates our muscular activities. Cerebellum coordinates the muscular activities in our body, and also it maintains equilibrium in our body. Then the third part, this medulla oblongata. You can see this elongated part is termed as medulla oblongata. It is a rod-like structure which is seen below the
cerebrum. This is the cerebrum,
and medulla oblongata is seen below the cerebrum, and it is also near to the
cerebellum.
And what is the function of medulla oblongata? It controls involuntary actions like heartbeat, breathing, etc., which we have already studied what is voluntary and involuntary actions. So involuntary actions like heartbeat, breathing, etc. These are the actions which are not under our control. Then the next part is thalamus. This portion is termed as thalamus. Then what is the function of thalamus? Thalamus have two functions. The first one is that it acts as a relay station of impulses to and from the cerebrum. And the second function is that the thalamus analyzes the impulses from various parts of body and it sends the important one to the cerebrum. These are the two important functions of thalamus. Then the next part is hypothalamus. The small part is termed as hypothalamus. It is seen just below the thalamus. And what is the function of hypothalamus? It maintains the homeostasis in our body. So children, in this part, the most important thing that you have to learn is you have to learn how to label the different parts of brain, and also the second important thing that you have to learn is you have to learn the function of each part of brain thoroughly.
So I think now you understood the importance of brain and the necessity of wearing helmets while riding two-wheelers. Finally, we shall learn about spinal cord. Spinal cord is the continuation of medulla oblongata and it is protected inside the vertebral column. The central canal of spinal cord is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. 31 pairs of spinal nerves arises from a spinal cord. How these spinal nerves are formed? A dorsal root and a ventral root join to form a spinal nerve. Sensory impulses reaches the spinal cord through the dorsal root. The motor impulses go out of the spinal cord through ventral root. In this class, we discussed about brain, parts of brain and spinal cord.